News reporter Todd Walker is in Larimer County this afternoon. And Todd, we can hear the wind going through your microphone.
Yeah, the winds have actually, we've got a decent lull going on right now. They've been incredibly strong all day, and that is what has caused this fire to spread. I wanted you to take a look behind me and see how far to the south this smoke extends. The winds are surely causing this to spread more than those 200 acres that was originally reported a few hours ago now. We're expecting our next update at about 5:45 from the Poudre Fire Authority, where they're going to give us the latest on new evacuations on the acreage of this fire, which has certainly expanded. We know the evacuations have. The mandatory evacuation order for homes has expanded now to Minutemen Drive, north of County Road 38 East. And those south of County Road 38 East, they are on pre-evacuation right now. So those homes are essentially straight across the Horsetooth Reservoir from us here. The other evacuations, about 50 or so of them, those were in the Soldier Canyon Estates. Those were from earlier today. So the number of evacuations certainly has gone up just in the last hour or so. And we're going to get the latest numbers on that coming up again in about 45 minutes. We're going to stream that press conference for you live at 5:30 on 9news.com. And we'll have the latest for you next on 9 News at 5 and then on 9 News at 6 from that press conference. Mark and Kim.
So Todd, you say the winds come and go. Are the gusts that you're getting, are they pretty significant gusts, or have they slowed down since we started our coverage today?
It totally depends. It can vary. If you go up the road about less than a mile or so, where a lot of people are gathering to watch this fire, we got video of people getting pushed around by the wind. It's that strong, and that's what's caused the fire to extend to the south, which is what they were concerned about. As we mentioned earlier, the eastern border of this fire is the Horsetooth Reservoir. The western border is the burn area from the High Park fire last year. So really, the only direction that this fire can go is to the south, and we have seen that happen. The smoke now extends a lot further down to the south than it did earlier.
Yeah, they have some natural fire breaks there that would help them out. And we heard initially this was a vegetation fire. I think you said it was a grass fire, and they really don't have any idea how it got started.
No clear indication of how it started yet, but it definitely, they knew that this was going to get out of control very quickly. It was just a grass fire. Last update was 200 acres, and that was just shortly afterwards. This was reported at noon, and we're less than 5 hours into this now, and it is certainly more than 200 acres. So it's spreading pretty fast. As they mentioned, they don't have any containment on it right now.
And Tal, we know that additional notifications were sent out, and the last number that we had were 50 homes. Do you have a new number, or what's your latest on evacuations?
I don't have a new number on evacuations. We got a message saying that the area of Minutemen Drive, south of County Road 38, that is the one that is on pre-evacuation right now. The one north of the area north of County Road 38, that's the mandatory evacuation right now. We don't know how many that is. We know earlier today, when those first evacuation orders came out, those automated phone calls went to nearly 300 people, although it was just 50 houses that were evacuated in the beginning. So it's definitely more than 50 right now. We are hoping to get an exact number coming up at the press conference at 5:30.
All right. Thank you, Todd.
This is 9 News.
We began with an early start to the fire season. Wind gusts of up to 34 miles an hour are helping to spread a wildfire west of Fort Collins. These are pictures from Sky 9. The Soldier Canyon fire between Laurie State Park and Horsetooth Reservoir has already burned an estimated 800 acres now. Dozens of people have been ordered to evacuate. Smoke has been visible from downtown Fort Collins for much of the day. 9 News reporter Todd Walker is in Larimer County. And Todd, this indicates an early start to our fire season.
It is a very early start, Mark, and who knows when this first fire will be brought under control. I want you to take a look at the ridge behind me. Much smokier than when we were talking to you on 4 o'clock at 9 News, and the wind has definitely picked up again. That's the major problem. The wind is blowing this fire to the south. Earlier this afternoon, even more evacuations went out for folks who live directly across from us here on the Horsetooth Reservoir. That's for people living on Minutemen Drive, north of County Road 38. Those who live south of County Road 38 are on pre-evacuation right now. They need to be ready to go because this fire continues to spread. Firefighters are concerned about this fire spreading to the south right now. To the east is the Horsetooth Reservoir. To the west is the border of the burn area from last year's High Park fire. In some places, the Soldier Canyon fire is within a quarter mile of where the High Park fire was. So luckily, there are some natural barriers to this fire. But it is, again, spreading to the south. Dozens of fire crews are working this fire from the ground. They have requested air support, but the soonest it's going to get here is tomorrow. It's way too windy right now for air support to fly today. The wind is really causing problems for firefighters.
We have no containment on this fire, and we have no estimate for containment just due to the wind. Winds have been extremely erratic, very strong, and our firefighters have been fighting this fire as hard and as much as possible.
We're expecting another update from the Poudre Fire Authority coming up in just a few minutes at 5:30. We're going to stream that live for you on 9news.com. We're going to get a new size estimate on this fire. I can almost guarantee that it has grown because we've watched the fire extend down this ridge. The smoke plume has gotten much larger and much thicker. We're also going to get hopefully another update on the number of people that have been evacuated because, again, as we mentioned, more evacuations were sent out about an hour ago to add to those 50 people who were already evacuated. Mark?
We can both see and hear the wind gust around you. Thank you, Todd.
A news conference with the latest information just ended, and we go now to Todd Walker, who is there. Todd, strong gusty winds continue to be a problem.
Yeah, it's continuing to be a problem. We hope we don't lose our signal on this live shot. That press conference did just wrap up, and we've learned that the fire has grown from about 200 acres at our last update to now more than 700. Some estimates say close to 800 acres, and it's continuing to race to the south. If you take a look at the video that we shot earlier, you can see some of the intense smoke and flames that firefighters have been dealing with all day, in addition to those winds. As this fire has moved to the south, it is now threatening homes. We are told about 50 structures, whether those be single-family homes or some other type of structure. 50 of them are now threatened, and that has caused Larimer County, the Poudre Fire Authority, to issue more evacuation notices. They say that they called 579 different phone numbers. A lot of those overlap between landlines and cell phones and things like that. So they say that it's at least 100 new homes have been evacuated. That's in addition to the 50 that were evacuated earlier today when this fire started around noon or so. We had plenty of snow just a week or so ago, but the fire crews are saying that the grass, the light fuels, the brush, things like that, those can dry out in just a matter of hours. And so it is already bone dry out here, despite the new moisture that we got just not long ago. And that's what's causing this fire to continue to race to the south. They don't anticipate, at least hope not to have any more evacuations tonight, any more than what they had just those 579 calls, about 100 more homes or so. But again, there are a lot of people on pre-evacuation notice that they know that they need to be ready to go at a moment's notice because, as you can hear and certainly see, this wind is not helping things at all.
It is indeed. And Todd, we understand too, they are going to get air support tomorrow in the form of a helicopter with a Bambi bucket.
Well, what we're hearing is that helicopter may be here fairly soon. They put in the request earlier today, but apparently there were some mechanical issues with that helicopter. We're hoping to get it out here within an hour or so, but again, if it keeps blowing like this, that's not going to happen. And they're hoping for more air support tomorrow, especially if these winds do die down. What they were telling us is a lot of these fire crews that specialize in wildland fires, they're in winter mode right now, so there are a lot less resources available to fight this fire. Those that are available, they're putting in those requests right now, and again, they hope to have more air support tomorrow.
Early in the season. All right, Todd Walker, thanks so much.
Seeing a bit of a flare-up as the winds continue to blow out here. You're looking up on that ridge there, where the fire has been moving more to the south as it's been spreading, and also up the ridge, which is good news because that's close to where the High Park fire was, so it's eventually going to run out of fuel. The Galena fire, it may have cracked the 1,000 acre mark in the last couple of hours. Poudre Fire Authority is now saying flames have consumed somewhere between 750 and 1,000 acres, but they do have containment about 5%. As again, if you look at this ridge behind us, you do see some glows, but they have dropped considerably from what it was just a little while ago. But as these gusts do come through, it does fan these flames some, and we'll see flare-ups like we saw just a moment ago. It is the wind that has caused this fire to spread so quickly. In some places, as we mentioned, it's burned within a quarter mile where the High Park fire burned last year, bringing back a lot of memories for a lot of people.
This doesn't bode well for the summer, but hopefully it's not like that, but it's not a good sign so far.
The wind of change is blowing through this area.
It really feels like a here we go again.
Whether we like it or not, the growth of yet another fire is an unfortunate fact.
As far as people's memory goes, I'm sure any sign of smoke in this area is it's not good.
Winter is slowly turning into summer, but even quicker into fire season.
I just can't believe that we just had the first nice day and we already have, the fires.
So many people stood in this exact same spot last year. They watched a fire season they never wanted to see repeated. It's made them wildfire experts of sorts.
Kind of lucky so far. It's been blowing towards the lake, but it's making us run south, and there's some structures over there. If you get close enough, the marinas down there, that's not good either.
It's those winds of change signaling the start of the new season that's the real problem.
I have never been in wind this strong before. It's got to be carrying that fire, so quickly. Ooh.
And it's the winds of change that remind so many not a lot has changed at all.
So hopefully this isn't going to happen like it did last year, but it's not looking good.
Earlier today, firefighters told us that they did save about 3 structures as the fire got dangerously close to them. We're awaiting more information tomorrow mornings when our next update is going to be on, if they have to save any more structures like that as this fire continues to spread to the south. Again, the latest update between 750 and 1,000 acres with about 5% containment. Adele?
And they've done a great job saving the home, seeing how close the flames did get to a couple of those structures.
Absolutely. They said it came so close that the firefighters were the only ones who were able to stop that. Naturally, it would have gone right through those structures.
Indeed it would. All right, Todd Walker, thanks so much.
9 News reporter Todd Walker is live at Horsetooth Reservoir in Lamar County with the latest. Todd, what can you tell us?
Well, Mark, we just got new numbers from the Poudre Fire Authority. They're now telling us this fire has grown from somewhere between 750 to 1,000 acres now. I want you to go ahead and take a look behind me at this ridge. You can see the glow from the flames. It stretches all the way across the ridge, and it's been spreading further and further south all day long. And also what I've noticed that it started going further up the ridge as well, and that will eventually, it will run out of fuel if it keeps doing that, because just on the other side of the ridge, that is where the High Park fire burned last year. It is the wind that has caused this fire to spread so quickly. In some places, as we mentioned, it burned within a quarter mile of the High Park fire, bringing back a lot of memories for a lot of people.
This doesn't bode well for the summer, but hopefully it's not like that. But it's not a good sign so far.
The wind of change is blowing through this area.
It really feels like a here we go again.
Whether we like it or not, the growth of yet another fire is an unfortunate fact.
As far as people's memory goes, I'm sure any sign of smoke in this area is it's not good.
Winter is slowly turning into summer, but even quicker into fire season.
I just can't believe that we just had the first nice day and we already have, the fires.
So many people stood in this exact same spot last year. They watched a fire season they never wanted to see repeated. It's made them wildfire experts of sorts.
Kind of lucky so far. It's been blowing towards the lake, but it's making us run south, and there's some structures over there. If you get close enough, the marinas down there, that's not good either.
It's those winds of change signaling the start of the new season that's the real problem.
I have never been in wind this strong before. It's got to be carrying that fire, so quickly. Ooh.
And it's the winds of change that remind so many not a lot has changed at all.
So hopefully this isn't going to happen like it did last year, but it's not looking good.
Earlier today, firefighters told us that they did save about 3 structures as the fire got dangerously close to them. We're awaiting more information tomorrow mornings when our next update is going to be on, if they have to save any more structures like that as this fire continues to spread to the south. Again, the latest update between 750 and 1,000 acres with about 5% containment. Adele?
And they've done a great job saving the home, seeing how close the flames did get to a couple of those structures.
Absolutely. They said it came so close that the firefighters were the only ones who were able to stop that. Naturally, it would have gone right through those structures.
Indeed it would. All right, Todd Walker, thanks so much.